Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of education system. I hope the basic, sorry, the fundamentals which we have discussed yesterday, ranging from how the education system worked. We had started from ancient India, the Vedic culture. Then we had talked about Buddhism coming into picture, and hereafter we had discussed regarding the various university. Majorly, we had focused towards Takshashila and Nalanda University, right? So those university Vikramshila we had discussed in detail, and thereafter we had discussed regarding the various committees that were being formulated, pre-independence and post-independence. Then we have discussed regarding UGC, right? What are the roles, responsibility of UGC? And in last, we have concluded by conventional and non-conventional learning system. Now, in today's session, we will start with the various types of university. So by now, I guess in a nutshell, you would have understood how things work, how things go with respect to education system, how the evolution from being Sanskrit as the main medium of teaching to how English as a medium was being opted for, right? So these things we have understood in last class, and today we will be talking. Today we will be talking regarding the various kinds of university as well as the role of ICT, what is their role, how things function in there, and the various kinds of schemes also. Okay, so to start with, the first in India, when we talk upon, we have major three types of university. First is the deemed university, state level, central level, and private university. So let's understand, because what happens in an exam, they have this perspective of asking now, according to what are the things which which qualifies it to be a deemed university. So as yesterday we have seen those example, and today also we may have similar question. So make sure that what are the basis of criteria, how do we segregate that it is a central university, state university, private, or deemed university. Okay, so the first one which will start is the central university. So a central university established by an act of parliament, right? And what else we have studied yesterday, which was established by act of parliament, if you remember? Act of parliament, quickly. Act of parliament.
UGC.
UGC, yes, very good. Right, so here a central university here is also by the act of parliament and has a directive preview on the Department of Higher Education under the Ministry of Education. So at present we are having 57 central universities, okay, in our country, which has salient features and can decide their own syllabus, and we can conduct their own exams. Okay. And we can conduct their own exams, grant degrees to the students. Okay, now hereafter, so these are the basic criteria how we describe the central university. The next up we have is state university. So state universities are established, run and funded by state government, and are usually established by local legislative. Right now, again, recently there was a circular which said that every state must have one central university. So usually what they had did was one of the NITs, right, or government college, they have tried to convert it into central university. So similarly here, when we are talking about state universities, so they are established, run and funded by the state government, as the name suggests, and are usually established by a local legislative assembly, right? According to UGC consolidated list, there are approximately 479 state universities in the country. Now here I have given as per Wikipedia. These figures are as per Wikipedia, which I have found, right? So before you go for the exam, make sure that you are sure regarding what is the number for the same thing. Okay, the salient features of state university is to conduct their own admission process. So again, if you take example of your very own state university, uh, you have now here we have as GUSEC in Gujarat University. Similarly, for your very own college, you would have their admission procedure, right? Again, if it is a professional core, technical, non-professional courses, their admission procedure can be different. Grant degrees to the students, conduct their own exam, and can decide their own syllabus as such. Next is deemed to be university, which we were discussing yesterday also. So deemed is a status of autonomy granted to a university by DHE, that is Department of Higher Education, under the Ministry of Education on the advice of UGC. Deemed to be university enjoy full autonomy or independence in deciding the courses, syllabus, admissions and fees. Now here I'll give you example for NMIMS is there. Similarly, we have Xavier. So Xavier College again falls under autonomous. They have their very own rules, regulation regarding which courses to offer. Again, they have to get the approval done, but the courses, the syllabus, the admission procedure, what is the fees that they will be charging, that goes in norms with their independently they can decide. Whereas when we were talking about central or state university, we have to get the government approval. Some deemed to be university can also grant degrees on their own. Sorry. Deemed to be university which continue to perform well can get the status of full-fledged university according to the UGC list. Now, as per current data, we are having 124 deemed to be university in India. Next is to conduct their own admission procedure, can decide their own syllabus, conduct their own exam, may or may not grant degrees to the student, and can even grant diploma as such. Okay. Next up we have is private universities. So private universities are also UGC approved institutions. However, in such universities do not run on central or state funds. So previous to that, we have seen central university and state university. The major difference is they are getting funds from the government, the central government and the state government. Whereas here they can grant degrees but cannot have an off-campus colleges or affiliates. Okay, and the institution college. Okay, just 1 minute. I'll just a second. I'll be back. Just a second. Okay, now here they can establish their off-campus centers within the concerned state. Within the concerned state after the existence of 5 years and with the prior approval from UGC. Now again, as per NAC guidelines, what we have is you cannot have the same institute within the radius. It should be more than 50 kilometers, right? And again, as yesterday we were discussing regarding non-conventional learning. So then also, if you want to offer online courses, then you should have minimum A+ grade in the NAC. Unlike state and central universities, which have a chancellor as a head, a private university is always headed by the president, or we call them chairperson, or we can call it director also. No, but here, whenever we are talking about the government university, we have chancellor, vice chancellor, like that. The private universities need to adhere to UGC rules and regulations for operations. The UGC regularly sends committees to inspect these private universities. According to UGC consolidated list, currently we are having approximately 455 private universities in the country. Conduct their own admission procedure again as we had for deemed university. Similar to that, here in private university also, they have this autonomy that they can conduct their own admission procedure. They can decide their own syllabus, because here the syllabus framing and this becomes much more easier than when we compare to state and central university, because again we have to adhere to the UGC grind very, very strictly and get the various approval. Okay, can conduct their own exams and can grant degrees to the students. Then we have autonomous institutes and colleges. These institutes and colleges exercise independent control over their daily operation, syllabus, courses offered, and admission procedure. They fall under the administrative control of DHE, that is Department of Higher Education, MHRD. They need so autonomous college, as we were discussing, say for example Xavier's and all, need to get affiliated to a certain university, and they can conduct their own admission procedure and exams. However, at the end of the course, they cannot issue their own degree or diploma. The final degree or diploma is issued by the affiliated university also. So you may run a autonomous institute of your own or college, but they can run their course, they can get their own fee structure, exam and everything. But on the degree, you need to, whichever university are you affiliated with, the degree would be given from that particular university. So here they can conduct their own admission procedure, they can decide their own syllabus, they can conduct their own exams, may or may not grant diploma or degree to the students, right? So if we look in a brief manner, here deemed to be university can decide their syllabus, autonomous, more academic freedom to change the courses as well as the syllabus. In private, they can decide their own syllabus. Here they can grant diploma and degree in deemed to be university as well as in private university. But autonomous university, when we are talking upon, the degrees are mostly awarded by affiliated, I said, whichever are their affiliated university, the state university or anything, they have to issue the degree from that, except from some central university, centrally funded institutes such as IITs and IIMs. It does not, the degree awarding, that does not, is an exception for IITs and IIMs. Here, full autonomy and independence in deciding the syllabus, course, fees. Here, the independent control on daily operation, syllabus, and admission procedure, but not on degree. Needs to adhere to UGC rules and regulation for daily operations. Autonomy granted by Higher Education Department, MHRD, on the advice of UGC. Here, it falls under administrative control of, again, DHE and MHRD. And for the private institute, it is as per the UGC norms. So if you look into this, so this is the current data as of today, right? If you keep, again, I'll say, you'll check, I have gone through Wikipedia, right? And found these information. Again, after some time, if you come across now, this 56, somewhere it will be showing 57 or 54. Again, you may hear time and again, there is this news coming in this particular state, certain private university or state university, the degree qualification has been removed as such. So again, it may change, but in totality, just remember the range. So for example, Central University would be ranging somewhere around 55 to 57, 59. So that 50 figure should be in your mind before you appear for the exam. Similarly, State University, we are having 479. So here, State University and private university, you can see the approximation, the number is same. Similarly, deemed university, plus minus basic. Remember this 124, 125, again 130 till 120, any figure that comes in exam, the near figure, whichever is there, remember through that. Okay. Next is the professional. Any doubt so far in here? Central University, state, deemed and private. Are we good to go?
No, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. Hereafter, professional technical skill development education in India. So in the age of unemployment, only technical education can assure one job. So here, when we are talking about professional degree, professional courses, right, you all might be knowing regarding it, from computer science, business management, MBA, medical, pharmacy, accounts, finance, teaching. So B.Ed, D.Ed again comes in professional courses. That's why it has tentatively little higher fees, higher end the fees is there. Media, entertainment, law courses, event management, engineering, technical, language, hotel management, air crew. So hotel industry, travel and aviation, again, PhD, research, travel, tourism, again fall into professional courses. Now, These professional regulatory bodies grant approval for the establishment of these institutes and determine the standard, how they would be operating, their day-to-day activities, what is acceptable, not acceptable. So for that, in India, we have these specialized professional bodies, which is Medical Council of India. Now, again, please, in education, we have these basic abbreviations. So wherever you are, two things you have to note down whenever you are studying any subject, be it teaching aptitude, be it research, be it anything, be it people, environment, or higher education, any subject. Make sure whenever we have age, various dates or years which you have to remember. Say, for example, there is, some certain acts, as we have talked upon, Environmental Protection Act and all this. So you have to remember that. And second is the abbreviation, right? So many a time, there might be given, NCRT has been done. So what is the full form of NCRT? Or when we were discussing regarding what are the rules. So maybe they will be giving you in abbreviation form also, or they may be asking the full form. So make sure the basic ones, right? These are everyday, which for our general knowledge also we should know. So make sure you know that. Medical Council of India, Dental Council, India Nursing Council, Council for Architecture, Bar Council of India, Pharmacy Council, Indian Council of Agricultural Research, Rehabilitation Council of India, Central Council of Homeopathy, Central Council of Indian Medicine, State Council of Higher Education, All India Council for Technical, AICTE. Right? So many times what happens is we just use the abbreviation AICTE, right? So make sure you remember it. Distant Educational Council, National Council for Rural Institutes, National Council for Teacher Education, NCTE. Technical education talks upon increasing demand. Now here, creating skilled manpower, enhancing industrial productivity, and improving the quality of life for the people. Technical education here, from engineering, technology, management, architecture, town planning, pharmacy, hotel management, catering technology, degree and diploma courses are also available in these streams. Okay. The first engineering college was being established in UP in 1847 for training of civil engineer at Roorkee. It conferred diplomas that were established, right? So first engineering college, you will remember, was in Roorkee. The three engineering colleges, this we have studied yesterday also, was opened about 1857 in the three presidency, namely Bombay, Calcutta, and Madras. So yesterday when we were talking pre-independence era, so we had discussed this. Okay. In Bengal, the leaders of the Swadeshi movement tried to start many institutions. However, only College of Engineering and Technology at Jawadpur was survived, right? So here, if you see, we have this engineering college, management, law, medical, and then we have regulators, as we have seen this, these are the basic regulators, right? So the regulators and the key players. Next up, when we talk is Council for Architecture, right? The Council of Architecture was constituted by the Government of India under the provisions of Architects Act 1972, enacted by the Parliament, which came on force from 1st September 1972. The acts provide for registration of architects and matters connected therewith, right? So architecture is again a professional service. Under the new Education Policy 2020, the name of Ministry of Human Resource and Development was changed to Ministry of Education. So previously, we used to hear this name MHRD. So now we call it Ministry of Education, MOE. The MOE funded technical institutions here. The technical education system in the country is broadly classified into three categories. The central government funded institution, state government funded institution, and self-financed institution. So IITs, we are having approximately 16, IIMs 13, Indian Institute of Science 1, Indian Institute of Science Education and Research 5, NITs 31, Indian Institute for Information Technology is 5, National Institute of Teachers Training is 4, and others when we talk about NIFTs, okay, ISMUs, total we are having now Approximately now these MOE, Ministry of Educated Funded Technical Institution, we are having approximately 82 right now. At present, we are having approximately 23 IITs established, out of which 16 are fully fledged, established and operational from their own campus. Here you can see the example for the same. We have IIT Gandhinagar, Bombay, New Delhi, Roorkee, Kanpur, Jodhpur, Bhubaneswar, Hyderabad, Kharagpur, Chennai, Guwahati, Indore, Patna, Ropar, Mandi, and Varanasi, right? So we are having 23 IITs as of now. Then we have IIMs, the Indian Institute of Management, located in Ahmedabad, Kolkata, Bangalore, Lucknow, Indore, Kozhikode, Shillong, are institutions of excellence established with the objective of high quality management education and training, conducting research and providing consultancy services in the field of management to various sectors of Indian economy. These institutes are being given a certain premier, compared to the world's best in world in teaching, right? So all these IIMs are registered societies governed by the respective board of governors, right? Similarly, we have Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. The Indian Institute of Science was established in 29th May 1909. The foundation stone was then led by Jamshedji Tata. The government of India, the Madras, the Maharaja of Mysore, since the establishment has become a premier institute, right? Now, again, they may ask regarding these NIRF ranking also. So current, in 2022, the second position was being given. Based on the recommendation of Engineering Personnel Committee set up by the Planning Commission in 1955, we have 8 regional engineering college, 2 each in East, West, North, and South, and then in early 60s. So gradually the number increased. So when we talk about NITs, in 2003, Regional Engineering College was re-cherished in National Institute of Technology and taken over fully funded institute by central government. So this I was talking, various institutes were being given central university, right? That right? And again, the government wanted at least one central universities and one NITs, right? So they were granted a deemed university startup over a period of total number of NITs have now gone up to 31. Then we have National Institute of Technical Teachers Training Research. So that is 4 in number. The 4 National Institute of Technical Teacher Training Research is located at Bhopal, Chandigarh, Chennai, Kolkata, established in mid-1960s for training into polytechnic teachers to undertake activities, right? So polytechnic are shortly described as technical. Yesterday also we were discussing polytechnic colleges, especially when we talk about our father's generation and all, that time, we did not have those many colleges available. So people used to go to every city used to have these polytechnic, government polytechnic college, wherein diploma courses were being offered. The course comprises of vocational education. What is vocational education and how it is different from a mainstream education? Anyone? Vocational education?
Vocational education generally makes us job ready.
Job ready, yes. Anyone else would like to add anything? Vocational courses we have heard, right? So whenever we are talking about vocational courses, we are trying to make sure that after doing that course, the person has those particular skill set or knowledge which is required for job, as ma'am said, job ready, right? So we used to have those ITIs, right? Wherein computer courses, beauty parlor or basic technology, plumbing work, electrician work was being. So again, by ITI, the fees are very marginal. Sorry. So paying that, they can at least earn their livelihood. So the course comprises of vocational education and specialized streams of science, technology, engineering, and any other technical subject. So there are many polytechnic colleges of the state government as well as private organization. Then we have skill development in India. So skills and knowledge are driving forces here. Presently, the country faces the demand-supply mismatch. The economy needs more skilled workforce. So here, in higher education, we are trying to make sure that people are getting from diverse forms of education, ranging from education, healthcare, manufacturing, and all this. So government of India takes note on requiring the skill development conducts national skill qualification framework started in 2013. Now, hearing the skill-based vocational courses, as we said, we have ITIs there, right? So again, there might be question, right? These among is not a skilled-based or vocational courses being offered, right? So you might know about Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, and we have Sankalp. So there are questions regarding Sankalp also in previous year question paper if you look after. So skill acquisition, knowledge awareness for livelihood program. We have Udan, we have polytechnic schemes, and we have to promote vocational education in school and higher education also. So skill-based courses, education system in India. The scheme of community development through polytechnics, non-formal short-term employment oriented, as I said, basic plumbing, electrician, carpenter, uh, related to technology, again, they can fix that. So those courses, short-term courses were being given through AICT approval in rural unorganized disadvantaged sections of the society. The duration of the training used to range from 3 to 6 months. No fee is charged from the trainees under the scheme, and there's no restriction of the age. So there's no age bar as such. Udan is again a program that is being implemented by National Skill Development Corporation for Jammu and Kashmir. Again, it focuses in providing employment opportunity to unemployed youth and providing with their skill training, right? Uh, then you might have heard, I guess I'm very positive, would have heard about Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. So again, as you said, here they are talking about Skill India. Now, Make in India, Skill India, Startup India, Stand Up India are again skill oriented, vocational training oriented, and startup oriented. Now, here, under the leadership of our Prime Minister, he has been focusing towards creation, job creation, right? So, here, other than currently, as we are overpopulated, create job opportunity, the scarcity is too much. So, here is it's being focused that more than job seeking, you should be job giving. So, that is why startup has been inculcated, even for school level also, startup competition, beat hackathon, ideathon, that has been provided. And as the students step ups into college, yesterday, the other day, we were talking about incubation, startup and innovation cells that are being formulated, maintained by the government to make sure people are being ready for it. Okay. The objective of skill certification scheme is to enable a large number of Indian youth to take industry relevant skill training that help them in securing a better livelihood. The National Skill Qualification Framework training centers also impart training in soft skill, entrepreneurship, financial, and digital literacy. Upon successful completion of the assessment, the candidates are being provided placement assistant also. The present government is aiming to provide 40 crore people by 2022 through Skill India program. Lack of awareness among youth about the government-run skill development is one of the key. About 70% of Indian youth is not aware about this scheme, according to a recent study, Youth India and Work by the Observer Research Foundation and the World Economic Forum. So government is definitely giving these schemes, but when we go to rural India, people are not aware regarding those benefits. And again, to make sure that these money lenders keep on trapping with the money, if you remember, when these bank accounts were being opened, till now people are very much hesitant, they are not knowing regarding the same thing. Okay, next in the screen you can see below are two given columns. Column A represents the course and column B suggests the name of these courses. Match the following. Quick, keep a notebook handy. Try elimination technique. Okay, we are having A, D, D. Okay, D, D, D. Okay, D. Which option are you very sure when we were discussing this? Which option are you very sure about? If you can write.
Academic arts commerce.
Okay. Academic arts and commerce. Okay, great. Okay, so the right answer is option number D. Okay, now here again, if two option, it is easy for you. Now, say for example, professional. We just now studied medicine and law is the for it. Now, similarly, in two, now I have to decide between A and D. Three, B and C is already eliminated. Okay, now, next up, I'm seeing what is skill based. Now, skill based, again, if we talk upon carpenting and swimming, definitely technical when we are talking about the basic way, engineering college, we call it technical college. Currently, we studied upon architecture. So, try to make sure as soon as, two, three options. You are now again. Second, academic and carpenting and swimming definitely would not be my option. So, that time I would be within next second, I should be sure that my option number D is my right answer. Are you all getting the point, everyone? How will use elimination technique in exam? Yes, no, maybe?
Got it, ma'am.
Okay. Terminology, abbreviations, AICT, CSIR, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, HCP, highly cited paper, ICC, implementation of core committee, Infibret, ISRO, MOE, Ministry of Education. So previously we had MHRD, now we have Ministry of Education, NBA, National Board of Accreditation, NIRF, National Institutional Ranking Framework, UGC. Okay, now the National Institutional Ranking Framework, again, it has been approved by MHRD. Under the NEP 2020, the name of University Ministry of Human has changed to MOE and was launched on 29th September 2015. The first list was released in April 2016 and it outlines the methodology to rank institutions. Sorry, the overall recommendation and broad understanding, the core committee was being set up. Right now, here if we talk about the regulatory framework, the aggregation here we get from either NBA, National Board of Aggregation or National Assessment and Aggregation Council, which is nothing but NAC. University Grant Commission provides the regulation. So, all this, and we were talking about the syllabus change or new education theme policy. So, that all comes with by UGC. And then we have all this AICTE, DEC, NCT, these are the regulators, right, in their very own streams. And then we have state regulators also. Then policy making, we have Department of Higher Education, Ministry of Education, Association of Indian University. We have Central Advisory Board of Education and State Council for Higher Education, right? So aggregation may in basic general, remember this. Okay. Next question on the screen. National Commission of Higher Education and Research is an apex regulatory body for higher education in India. Second, the Independent Regulatory Authority for Higher Education will not be dealing with the entry regulation functions of AICTE, MCI, BCI as recommended by National Knowledge Commission. So which option? Both 1 and 2. Both 1 and 2. Statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. Take your time, read the question twice, and then attempt. Okay, can I have your answers, everyone? C-A-A-A-B. Okay, A, B, C. We have three options here. Others, please answer. Okay, the right answer is option number B. Both A, statement one and statement two are incorrect. The first one, which is the apex regulatory body for higher education in India? If you can answer, if it is not National Commission for Higher Education and Research, which is an apex regulatory body? That is not the question, but I'm asking. Which is an apex regulatory body?
UGC.
UGC, absolutely right. Right? Whenever we are talking about apex regulatory body for higher education in India, just remember UGC is the right answer for the same thing. Similarly, here in Independent Regulatory Authority for Higher Education, they will not be dealing with the entry regulation. They have given the authority that AICT and other can decide over it. Okay. So here the second option, option number B, is right. Next, the aggregation of higher education. So, higher education sector ensures quality of educational process with the help of higher education, right? So, we have the first is NAC. So, NAC is an autonomous body established in 1994 by the UGC with the headquarter in Bangalore. It was established as per the recommendation of new New Education Policy, 1986. The prime function of NAC is to assess and aggregate institution of higher learning, university and colleges for the department, school, institution programs. This regularly publishes manuals and promotion material for the assessment aggregation institute with the cumulative score 3 or above out of 4 will get top grades from NAC, right? Now, NAC, I guess your institute would be affiliated or would be going regarding the procedure. So here, uh, it is not now. Again, if your college is UGC approved, also then only you can track. But to make sure that your college or your university is ahead with the type of quality of the accreditation, so we have NAC, National Assessment Accreditation Council. So the first time. It takes for 5 years. After that, you can apply and post to it. Every time a college can apply for the same thing, right? Next, All India Council of Teachers Technical Education. So, All India Council for Technical Education (AICTE) governs technical education in India, and that was set up in 1945. So, remember when was UGC being set up, then NAC being set up, AICT when it was set up with the advisory board, a body, and later in 1987 was given statutory status by the Act of Parliament. So AICT, similar to UGC, it has also been given the statutory status, right? By the special act was being passed, and then they have been given. AICT grants approvals for starting new technical institution, for the introduction of new courses also, and for variation in intake capacity in technical institution. The AICT is headquartered in New Delhi and has 7 regional offices located at major cities such as Kolkata, Chennai, Kanpur, Mumbai, Chandigarh, Bhopal, and Bangalore. It is responsible for maintenance of standard of technical education, including research and training program in engineering, technology, including MCA, architecture, town planning, hotel management, arts, craft, pharmacy, and management. Right. So these are the major uh, under the graph which it will come. Right. Similarly, we have National Board of Accreditation, which was set up in 1994. Now, NB is an autonomous body established by AICTE to conduct periodical evaluation. It has the authority or to recognize or de-recognize institution or their programs, right? Now, these accreditation process is not linked with any funding, but they are talking upon whether the courses are being run judiciously, right? Similarly, we have accreditation board, which was being set up by Indian Council of Agricultural Resource in 1996, which mandate to aggregate agricultural institute, right? And is valid for period of 5 to 10 years and is linked to funding year wise number to the institution, whoever by being given these accreditations, right? Next we have is IGNO. Now, Indira Gandhi National Open University, which we call as IGNO, is a central university located in Delhi. And the university was established in 1985. So, in few question papers of last years, there are one or two questions coming from IGNO. Again, it's one of the most largest university here when we talk in India. So, again, there might be one or two questions coming from here. Not really sure for it, not a very major topic, but again, you should know regarding it. The university was established in 1985 with the budget of 20 million. After the Parliament of India passed by the Indira Gandhi National Open University Act 1985, IGNO run the central unit government of India, and total active enrollment is 4 million students, claimed to be the largest university in the world. IGNO was founded to serve Indian population by means of distance and open education. These were one of the pioneers of introducing distance education with a very minimum fees, right? The fee structure is also very minimum. It also aims to encourage, coordinate, and set standard for distance and open education in India and to strengthen the human resources of India. Apart from teaching and research, extension and training form the mainstream. Now, it acts as a national resource centers and promote and maintain standard of distance education in India. IGNO makes useful of information technology. Now, again, you would have heard upon Gyanvani, the FM radio, Gyan Darshan, which talks about these educational programs are being given, Gyan Dhara, internet audio, right? So these are the various platforms through which, even if a student has been studying from rural India and now again we are in internet stage, but before that, so they could take advantage of that also. So one-stop education portal, Akshar. IGNO entered to the dual role working in Open University and the promoter and coordinator of open and distance education system in our country. The gross enrollment ratio here is a statistical measure. Here we are saying to determine the number of students enrolled at a several different levels and to use to show the ratio of numbers that live in that country to those who qualify to a particular grade level. So we have these gross enrollment ratios. So if you are enrolled, if your university or college has been under the NAC supervision, so we have these ratios: gross enrollment ratio, male-female ratio, student-teacher ratio, right? COPO mapping is there. Now here the gross enrollment ratio says a specific level of education regardless of the age expressed in percentage of population. So how many of them, again at this particular age, they have enrolled for that course, right? The concept of gross enrollment ratio is defined by the number of students who have enrolled in a given level of education regardless of the age. Because again, here in IGNO also, the age bar is not. Again, even if I am, say, for example, 50 and I want to do one more master's course, there's no regardless of it, right? And expressed in percentage form with the school population. So the higher education, 18 to 23 age group in India for the next 2019-30 is approximately 30. Okay, now here it shows the overall ranking. Again, it has been tentatively. So top 3 institution in overall category is Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, Karnataka, and their score. Similarly, we have JNU, New Delhi, 69.80, Jamia Millia Islamia, 68.33. Top engineering college, if we say, IIT Madras score the highest, IIT Delhi, and then IIT Bombay. Top 3 management institute, IIM Ahmedabad, we have IIM Bangalore, IIM Kozhikode, right? And their respective Top three medical institutions, if we say All India Institute of Medical Science, Delhi, Postgraduate Institute and Medical, Chandigarh, Christian Medical College of Tamil Nadu. Similarly, for law, we have National Law School of India, University Karnataka, National Law University, NASA University of Law, Telangana. Right. For pharmacy, we have Jamia Hamdard, we have National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education, Birla Institute. Now here they have, if we talk about these NIRF ranking and everything, just remember the top three of them, right? You don't need to mug up the list and the score, but just remember the top three. Law College, Pharmacy, Architecture, we have IIT Roorkee, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Calcutta, NIT Calicut. Okay. Shall we take a small break before we proceed? Everyone, 5 minutes break. Yes. Okay. We'll try to solve questions also, otherwise it'll go too monotone. No worries. Okay, let's take a small break. 7 o'clock sharp, we will join back. Okay. Okay, are we back, everyone? Shall we start? Okay. So far we had discussed regarding the four types of university, the central, state, deemed private university, right? So in exam perspective, just remember the key features. What are the main differences of it, right? Remember that. And apart from it, remember the count of it, right? So far, if we see, we are having tentatively these many. Be very sure regarding the count and the range of the count, okay? And post to that, we have discussed professional technical skills, various abbreviation, which is important from your exam perspective, right? And then we have discussed regarding IITs and IIMs and Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. Okay. Now, next up, and we had discussed in nutshell regarding IGNO also. So before we move ahead, the next topic which we'll discuss is Rashtriya Uchchatar Shiksha Abhiyan. So which we call as RUSA. So here also the question pattern which I've observed from this topic are the key features, right? You have to observe that, okay, did Rusha is able to do this, and that, right? So this is implemented and monitored through an institutional structure comprising the National Mission Authority, Project Approval Board, and the National Project Directorate and Technical Support Group. The funding would flow from central ministry through the state government union territories to state higher education council before it reaches various Rashtriya Uttar Shiksha Abhiyan. The institutional structures envisaged under this is central, state, and then institutional level. Here you can see at national level, we have National Mission Authority, Project Approval Board, National Project Directorate, Technical Support Group. At state level, we have State Higher Education Council, State Project Directorate, Technical Support Group, and Board of Governors and Project Monitoring Team from institutional level. The main objectives, the salient objectives, the features of Rashtriya Uchchatar Shiksha Abhiyan is to improve the quality, overall quality of state institution by ensuring conformity to prescribed norms, standards, and adopt accreditations. Uh, Transformative reforms in the state higher education for planning and monitoring the state level, promoting autonomy in state university, ensuring the affiliation examination system, how that is being conducted, and ensure that all higher educational institutions building at all levels, right? So here making sure that whatever, be it research, innovation, the overall, the facility, the norms, the rules, regulation, the standards at the state level also, that need to be looked after by Rashtriya Uchchatar Shiksha Abhiyan. Expand the institutional base for creating additional capacity and new institutions. Uh, Rashtriya Madhyamik Shala 2.0, increasing the spending of the states in higher education to 2% and above, making sure that all state institutions are NAC accredited by the end of March 2020 as part of mandatory quality assurance framework. Reduce the student teacher ratio to 5:15 is to 1. So now if you see to the college, ideally it goes up to 25-30, but as for NAC and all, we try to keep it around 22, and now they're instructing we should keep around 15 to 20. But ideally, if we see the ratio goes to much more higher, right? Increasing the national GER to 32%, ensuring growth of with more inclusion in disadvantaged groups. So again, when we are talking about the gross enrollment ratio for ST, SC, and women candidate, that should also increase, ensuring that all state participate and data pertaining to this, and number of college affiliated to state universities reduced to 200. Rashtriya Uchchatar Shala is centrally sponsored scheme launched in 2030 for funding eligible state higher education. Principle is to access equity, excellence, and exploration. um, Department of Higher Education initiated in 2013 the ratio of funds between central and state government. The center gives 65% of funding for Rashtriya Uchitar Shiksha Abhiyan and state gives 35%. The center state funding ratio is 90:10 in northeastern states, Sikkim, Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, and Uttarakhand. Regional imbalances, in case there is any, that should be an unserved and undeserved areas that there also the institution should run. Improve the overall quality of excellence by ensuring conformity to prescribed norms, right? So norms, rules, regulations, standard is being made by Rashtriya Uchitar Shiksha Abhiyan, and making sure that colleges also go for accreditations, right? Be it NAC or anything, they should go for accreditation. Then only they would be providing those quality education. Quality assurance, improve the equity, adequate opportunity for higher education to SC, ST, socially, educationally backward classes, and all minorities, women, all communities should be, and differently able people should be included in that. Okay. Now, the key difference when we talk upon UGC and Higher Education Commission in India, HECI. So, UGC has chairman, vice chairman, secretary, and 10 other members. Uh, HECI has chairman, vice chairman, and 12 other members. There is no provision for government to remove the chairman. Here, the government has the power, they can remove. UGC disburse the grants to the university. HNI does not has HECI does not has any such power for granting for grants, for any grants to be reimbursed by the various university. Can UGC can withhold grants of an institution that doesn't comply with this direction? Now, time and again we hear these news, right? It was UGC norms guidelines were not being followed, so it has the right to revoke that. Can revoke approval of an institution for not complying with the standard. Retirement age of the chairman here is 65, there it is 70 years. Chairman, vice chairman members can accept job offers from higher education run by state, now central, state, and private bodies. 2 years of cooling period is given for chairman, vice chairman, as well as the 12 members of Higher Education Commission. Uh, Online provision, online application, only online application will have the advisory council chaired, and to access financial need or standard for teaching, UGC conduct periodic inspections. But when we talk about Higher Education Commission, there's no such inspections, and but they definitely prescribe norms for academic institutes. And then when we talk about affiliation of colleges to universities, can be terminated for the contravention of its regulations. So if you're not following UGC norm, the colleges institute, that can be terminated. It has empowered to penalize or even shut down the substandard institution without affecting the students' interest as such. Next, the eligibility criteria for institution to be declared as institution deemed to be university. So an institution applying to be declared as institution deemed to be university. So these are the basic criteria when you can call your university or college as deemed to be university. First, has been in existence for not less than 20 years, has a time of application valid degradation from NAC at least 3.26 CGPA for 3 consecutive cycles, right? So they have these cycles. Sorry. So after that, only, so if you are having this consecutive 3.26, that's a higher end. So if you're able to get it, and in case of technical institution, 2/3 of the eligible technical programs are aggregated by NBA, National Board of Accreditation. Should be in the time of application figure among the top 50 ranks in specific category and top 100 in overall ranking of NIRF. That is one more criteria. Multidisciplinary courses should be offered. Annual per faculty publication in Scopus, Web of Science, peer-reviewed journals for acceptable quality as per UGC reference. That should be there at least 2. Teacher-student ratio cannot be less than 1:20, with the strength, faculty strength not less than 100 teachers, and minimum of 2,000 students should be there, right? And one third being postgraduate research students, at least five postgraduate department in existence for 3 years for the research program. The another criteria for deemed to be university is they should have enough academic and physical infrastructure should also be there as that is being recommended. Okay, shall have a build-up area of not less than 30 square feet per student. And here they have said that minimum they should have 2,000 students and 100 teachers. That is the minimum criteria which they are telling, which shall include academic buildings, library, lecture hall, laboratory. All these things you can include, but as per student, your square feet should not be less than 30. In case of institution not maintained or financed by government or a corpus fund of 10 crore and the existing institute, and rupees 25 crore for the Nova Institute will be studying regarding that also, shall be created and maintained permanently. De Nova Institute means institute devoted to innovations in teaching and research in unique emerging areas of knowledge, so determined by eminent peers, right? So again, those institute, those research center wherein research is exclusively being research innovation, that is the main focus, so that we call as de novo institutions. Okay, next question on the screen. A de novo institution is categorized by ICT enabled pedagogy, focus on teaching and research in unique emerging areas of knowledge, focus on teaching and research on foreign languages and their literature, state of art infrastructure. De novo, the last slide which we discussed. I'm waiting for your answer. B, B, B. Okay, others? Okay, I'm getting B as an answer. Others, please reply. Okay, good. The right answer is focus on teaching and research in unique emerging areas. Okay, next, you would be knowing regarding Scopus, or I guess in your research aptitude also you might be studying regarding that. Scopus, a bibliographic database containing abstracts, citations, and academic journal articles, covers nearly 21,000 titles from over 5,000 publishers, to which 20,000 are peer journals and scientific, technical, medical, social sciences, right? So Scopus, especially when we talk about the publication, now we have these Scopus index books also available there. You can give your chapters, right? Initiative by IGNO, Indira Gandhi National Open University. First is Sakshat, one-stop education portal. So this was launched on October 30, 2006. By then, the President of India, to facilitate the lifelong learning for the students, teachers, and those in employment in pursuit of knowledge free cost to them. Now, again, here we would be talking upon the various kind of MOOCs which are available, right, at a very affordable rate. Again, you can access it free of cost, and if you want certification, you have to pay certain money for it, right? The content developed task was Akshat was looked for content advisory committee for the respective subject, which consisted of represented from its education institute like IGNO, Delhi University, Kendra Vidyalaya, Navodaya, National Institute of Open Schooling, National Council of Education Research, and prominent academicians took part. Some NGOs had also provided the content for free of cost for this portal. Second, I remember with this logo, you would have good memories of childhood. Okay. Gyan Darshan. So Gyan Darshan was a channel, a major milestone in the field of education TV in India. So it was a joint of venture of MOA, Ministry of Information and Broadcast, Prasar Bharati, IGNO serving as a nodal agency. This was launched in 2000 as a 24 channel educational channel. offering wide varieties. Now here, if you remember, we had these science experiments also, preschool, primary, secondary, everything, art forms, everything was being mentioned. Similarly, we had Dhara, an internet audio counseling service offered by IGNOU. Students can listen to the live discussion by the teachers, experts on the topic, and then they have an opportunity that they can even interact with them through telephone, emails, and also chat. So Dhara again was for internet users everywhere that was being available. Similarly, we had Gyanvani. I guess it's still there. If you switch on the radio. Gyan Vani FM radio, conceived in 2001, has a network of educational FM radio channels that is operating in various cities, now, especially when we are talking about the rural areas, right? So this station has a range of 60 kilometers and cover entire city town, including the adjoining rural areas also. So local educational. So again, in Gyanmani and all, you can find regional language also. English, Hindi, language of the region, as I said, in that all kind of information, education that is being provided. Then we have e-Gyan Kosh, which is IGNOU University. So e-Gyan Kosh is a national digital repository maintained by Indira Gandhi National Open University to store, index, preserve, distribute, and share digital learning resources. The educational resource available in e-Gyan Kosh can be accessed by anyone while reusing one of the knowledge, right? So e-Gyan Kosh, kind of e-library that is there. These SLMs are arranged as per school studies, doctoral, master's degree. So whichever you need, you can go and check there. Then we have Institute of Eminence. Now, Institute of Eminence are those institutes who are given this premier power that, these are something who are ahead of when we are talking upon the normal colleges and universities that are being there. So Institute of Eminence is a recognition scheme for higher education institute set up by UGC in 2017. The plan emphasizes on 20 institutes, 12 of which have already been declared at Institute of Eminence as per April 2021. This has recognized institutes are granted more autonomy, both administratively as well as academically, to open offshore campuses and enjoy better collaboration opportunity with the other global universities also. So this was to implement and empower the higher education and help them become world-class teaching and research centers. And that was being announced by then the finance minister in 2016 in his budget speech. 10 public and 10 private university has been identified to merge as world-class teaching and research institution. This will enhance affordable access to them, right? Niti Aayog activities can again be divided into policy program framework, cooperative federalism, monitoring and evaluation, think tank, and knowledge and innovation, right? So Niti Aayog again serves as an apex public policy think tank for the government of India and is a nodal agency when we talk regarding catalyzing economic development in India, right? I guess is mismatch of slide. Okay. Niti Aayog, as you would have heard about this word, formed in 1st January 2015, fosters involvement and participation in the economic policy making process by the government of India. It was established in 2015 by the NDA government to replace the Planning Commission. So before that, so previously MHRD is now being called Ministry of Education. Similarly, Planning Commission, right? Planning Commission को replace करके we started Niti Aayog. The Niti Aayog Council comprises of all the state chief minister along with the chief minister of Delhi and Puducherry, lieutenant governors of all union territories and their vice chairmen are being nominated by Prime Minister, right? So Niti Aayog works as a apex policy that works as a think tank for the government of India, right? And it has the involvement of state governments of India in the economic policy using a bottom-up approach. And the initiatives include the 15-year roadmap, 7-year of vision, strategy, and action plan. and innovation mission, medical education reform, agricultural reform, right? So all these, when we saying the think tank of India, so Niti Aayog helps it, be it from laws which needs to become, if in case we need any changes in the agriculture, the marketing committee or anything, right? So Niti Aayog works with the government and make these policies. Okay, so here you can see a small glimpse of it: monitoring, evaluating, designing policy framework, fostering cooperative federalism, think tank. Okay, NSFQ organizing qualification to series of levels of coding, knowledge, skills, aptitude. NSFQ, knowledge, skills, experience, skills, achievement, aptitude, skills, experience, and aptitude. Think and answer. According, that's coding is according actually. Yes. What should be the basic series? Just use your common sense here. NSFQ stands for National Skill Qualification Framework. What should be the ideal sequence here? A, B, A. Okay. Okay. Others, please answer. Okay, we have A coming up, A and B. Others, we have more than 25 participants. I can barely see 5 responses here. Quick. The right answer is knowledge, skills, and aptitude. Now, series of, again, series. Now, firstly, what we need to know is we should have knowledge, what my student or what the learner should know. Secondly, after knowing that knowledge, there should be a skill set. Now, how they would be using that particular skill set. And last is aptitude, whether they are learner, whatever they are able to learn, whether they are able to implement in their work context. So here the right answer is knowledge, skill, and aptitude. Okay, you have to match from one to list two. Lay down standard for legal education, maintaining the quality of technical education. Take time, think, and narrow it down. That is why I've asked you all, please remember the abbreviations, very important. Okay, we are coming as D as an option. Okay. Others, please respond. Okay. We are having D and P as an answer. Okay. The right answer is option number D. Okay. Which option were you very sure of? Can you write which match? Either you can write A, B, C, D, anything. Which you were very sure. D, B. Quality technical education. Very good. Now, B, if I'm very sure that the answer is AICTE, right? So B in 2 is either A or D. Now, if I look into the first laid out standard for legal, BCI, Bar Council of India, right? That way it will be easy for you to. So these abbreviation, when we say the Bar Council of India, or when I say AICTE, you know it belongs to technical. NCTE, what does it stand for? We just studied. NCTE. Anyone? What does NCTE stands for?
National Council for Teacher Education.
Very good. National Council for Teacher Education. And last is we are having National Medical Commission. So again, if I know this medical term and I can see, okay, option D has medical education. So it will be easy for us to match. Okay, good. Okay, next you can see on left-hand side, various AICT, ICHR, ICSSR, ICPR. First and last you should know, coming from academics. Promotes research in philosophy, history, technical, promotes research in social sciences. Use elimination technique and answer. Okay. A, C, A. Okay. The right answer is option number A. Good, everyone. I guess here you were very sure about AICTE for technical education as we discussed in last. So A got 3. I have two options, A and B. So I'm very sure 3, C and D is not my option. Second, I check ICHR or ICSSR, which is Indian Council of Social Science, right? Social science research, that I'm very sure. So if D, I am trying to match with social sciences. Similarly, you can see now I'm taking a wild guess also. P here is standing for philosophy. In philosophy, I have one option. History, H, I'm having that. So that way also you can narrow it down. Okay. So use your common sense, whatever is the knowledge, be sure the basic abbreviations. Okay. Which of the following are not statutory body? If a question has not, please read it 3 times. I'm ideally saying read every question twice, but if it has not, read thrice. Which of the following is not a statutory bodies? You have the options. Okay. Sorry. C. Okay. A and C. Okay. Others? Remember, recall whereon I have used the word statutory, act of parliament, and where I haven't. Okay, the right answer is option number C, A and C. C, NAC, National Assessment and Aggregation Council. I've never mentioned it is statutory, right? It again was established by UGC itself, and UGC is a statutory body, right? So here, first is NAC. So if I am trying elimination technique also, A, I'm being very sure. AICTE, you know, again, it is statutory. NMC, that is National Medical Commission, there that is also there. And next is Teachers Association. So here, my right answer is NAC and NCERT. Okay. Sorry, sorry for the bad throat. In India, much of the central government expenditure on higher education is routed through. Just now we have studied. In India, much of the central government expenditure on higher education is routed through National Council for Teachers Education, All India Council for Higher Education, UGC, and National Council for Educational Research and Training. Think and answer. Three, 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 one. Okay. Good. The right answer is UGC. Just now, this many times we have been repeating it. It's a key statutory body. All kinds of funding, all kinds of expenditure. When we are talking, we had used that word, if you remember, determining and maintaining standard, and as well as it gives grants. So here the answer is UGC. Okay, the eighth question. Who described the Education Dispatch in 1854 as the Magna Carta of Indian education in his work, A History Missions in India? Okay, we are having four as an answer coming in. Okay. Okay, we have four. The answer is J. Richard. Now, again, you would be confused with Dispatch of 1857, the Wood, right? Now, here, when we are talking about the Wood's Dispatch 1854, Sir Charles Wood was definitely there. But here, when the book is being mentioned, A History of Millions in India, that is being written by J. Richard. Okay. The recommendation that no student should be allowed to specialize in teaching a subject unless he has a BA, BSc was made up by a recommendation. Last answer is option number first, J. Richer, because the book was written by it. But yes, if you're trying to connect with Dispatch of 1854, it was being done by Charles Wood. Okay. The recommendation that no student should be allowed to specialize in teaching a subject unless he or she has a BA, BSc was being made by Okay. Okay. Good, very good. The right answer is the Education Commission 1964, right? Because here they had focused regarding the teacher quality, if you remember, right? The Education Commission, whenever we were talking upon, they had focus on what is the status of the teacher, education of it, how they are being prepared. And there was also a word being used that the faculty, the steward, the teacher should be a subject, mastery should be there for it. Okay. Who among the following was the chairman of University Education Commission in 1948? Little tricky. Who was among the following was the chairman of University Education Commission 1948? Now, if you remember what we have discussed in University Education Commission, in the beginning we have discussed one person's name who has chaired that. Post independence, we have mentioned Radhakrishnan. Okay, we are having 4 and 2. Okay. The right answer is Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. If you remember, in 1962-67, in that we have discussed that we have also called that this University Education Commission is also known as Radhakrishnan Commission, right? So if we take a keynote, which person's name are we talking? So interchangeably, we can ask regarding that also. Okay. IGNO hosts Secretariat of SAR Consolidated on Open and Distance Learning and a global mega university initially supported by IGNO holds Secretariats of SAR Consortium on Open and Distance Learning. Sorry. Here, use your common sense. You know what UNICEF does, UNESCO does, right? And try to think if we are talking about education, in which radar it will fall. Okay, we are having 4 as an answer. 2 and 4. Okay, others, please respond. Okay, the right answer is UNESCO. Okay, UNESCO, whenever we are talking about education, culture, UNESCO comes into picture. The main reason for low enrollment in vocational education courses in India is use your common sense. The main reason for low enrollment in vocational education courses in India is high fee structure, lack of adequate infrastructure to impart vocational education, unavailability of large number of vocational, wrong perception of vocational education. Okay, we have answers coming in. Good. The last option, wrong perception of vocational education among the student, right? Because again, they academically don't know. There's a wrong perception. What is why we are studying that? Okay. The Chinese scholar Ai Qing and Zhang Wing visited ancient Nalanda University during 5th century. This we have done yesterday, I feel. Okay, you can answer it again. The Chinese scholar. Okay, we are having two. Correct. The right answer is 17th century. If you remember, we had discussed 630 CE to 643. So that falls under 17. As per new education policy 2020, which of the following statement is correct? First, the students can take up to 2 board exams per year. Multidisciplinary education, coding will be introduced from 6 to 8 standards onward. As per new education policy. Sorry. Okay, one student have answered 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4. Okay, 4. Others, please answer. 4. Good. Option number 4, all this, right? When we are talking about multidisciplinary, yes, you would have heard about this. Twice they are eligible to give the board exams and coding from 6th. Okay. Which of the following was not a feature of National Policy on Education 1986? NEP 1986, Operation Blackboard, emphasis on adult education, mandatory computer education, common school system for all. Remember what we have studied yesterday? Sorry. Okay, 2 students have answered, 2 participants. Quickly, others. Remember, recall. Not a feature. Okay, we are having 4 as an answer. Take your time, but answer. I'm waiting for your answer, student. 3, 3, 3, 4, 4. The right answer is common system, school system for all. See, Operation Blackboard, adult education, computer education was there in NEP 1986. But when we talk upon common school system for everyone, this was one of the recommendation, if you remember, of Kothari Commission. right? They had told that, irrespective of the caste, creed, everything, there should be one education system for everyone. So this common school system for all belongs to Kothari Commission. Rest all of them is talking about National Policy on Education, 1986. Okay, good. Answer number 4 is the right. Out of the following institution is responsible for open and distance learning school in India? Out of the following institution is responsible for open and distance learning school education in India? Don't get confused. Read the question and the options carefully. Option 3, 2. Responsible for open and distance learning. Responsible. Focus on that word. Responsible for open and distance learning. They are not asking for the university name. They are asking for who is responsible. Read carefully. The right answer is NIOS, National Institute on Open Schooling. Now, IGNO is a university. IGNO is not responsible. It does not has any authority, right? So here, the primary institution that has been established by Government of India when we are talking upon is National Institute of Open Schooling. Now, if you see, we have this ODL, Open Distance Learning, right? Rest is IGNO and all is they are providing university level education system, but there's no NCRT. You already know CBSE. You know, okay, okay. Next, match the following quickly. Mudliar Commission, Kothari Radhakrishnan Commission. One we just studied now. Take time, look closely, use elimination technique and answer. One, one, one. Okay. One, 4. Okay. 1, 1, 1. Rest, quickly answer. I'm waiting. 3. Okay, now 1, 3, and 4. Look closely. The correct sequence is option number 1, A ka A, B ka B, and C ka C, right? Now here, if you look, the first one, Mudliar Commission, it focused on secondary education, right? So when we have studied, they were talking about the various kind of even vocational courses to be introduced in secondary education. When we talk about Kothari Commission, right? Kothari has been talking about national education policy, right? National education policy, again recommended by Kothari Commission itself, right? And then the last is the university education. Just now we studied the Radha Krishnan Commission. So if you can recall that, so the option 1 It was correctly being matched. Okay. Education is a part of state list, center list, concurrent list, both A and C. Quickly, we discussed yesterday. Education is a part of state list, center list, concurrent list. Okay. We have D, C, C, C. C, C, C. Okay. Beautiful. The other correct answer is concurrent. You remember we had that Venn diagram, state and center, and then we have concurrent. Both state and the center can take the decision for it. Okay. ICMR stands for ICMR stands for quick. Just now we have seen in match the following. B, 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 B. Very good. Indian Council of Medical Research. ICSSR is related to ICSSR. SS. C, C. Okay. C, 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 C. Very good. In research in the field of Indian Council for Social Sciences and Research. Which of the following is not a platform for MOOC? Which of the following is not a platform for MOOC? Okay, we have D, 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 D. NTA, UGC. Yes, very good. The main purpose. So the right answer is option number 4. MOOC, again, when we talk about MOOC, MOOC stands for massive open online courses, right? All that which is performed online. So edX, Coursera, Udacity. NTA stands for National Testing Agency, right? So when we talk about this JE, our UGC NET, NEET is all being taken care by it. Very good. Okay, the next on the screen, the question which you can see quickly, we'll do 2, 3 more. The purpose of Gurukul system for education is promote equality and excellence, minimize stress in education, in learning, empowering for future learning, encourage the self-help. The purpose of Gurukul system of learning, the Vedic period. We are talking about what we discussed yesterday. Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. A, and D. Okay. A, D, A. The right answer is option number A. See, there they said equality. Equality, say in Sanskrit only everyone would be learning. Same curriculum was being there. Okay, so it was equality and excellence. Out of the following committee, in the post, I'll just read it if the font is small. Out of the following commission or committee is the post-independent India has paid attention at all the levels of education. Post-independent India, which commission has paid attention to all the levels of education? Radhakrishnan, Mudliar, Kothari, Acharya Ram Murthy. C, 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 C. Okay. Others? Okay, C, 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 C. Lovely. Kothari Commission. Maximum recommendation was from Kothari Commission. NMEICT is an acronym for. Now, some which you acronym which you'll read would sound very lame to you, right? So it will be easy for you to narrow it down the options. Okay, B. Not right. When you read it, you'll feel it's not right. Okay. B. Correct. The right answer is B. National Mission on Education. ICT, I feel, Information and Communication Technology, everyone knows it. What is Swayam? Swayam portal, I guess everyone knows. Non-government organization, that is NGO, digital platform to achieve principles of education, online platform, name of a website. Quickly. Swayam portal. Okay, we have B. Okay. Now, if you see, it's an online platform also and digital program to achieve principle. But here, the most accurate education. Now, again, if I'm saying Swayam portal, again, it is an online platform, definitely. But when we are talking in context with higher education, the right answer is digital program to achieve principles of education. Okay. Okay, let's leave this. The medium of instruction in the Vedic system of education has been Sanskrit, Pali, Hindi, Urdu. Quick. A. Very good. Next. A. Very good. The answer is Sanskrit. Okay, by this, we will just wind it up for today's session. Okay, this QR code, I'll just check. This will lead to my LinkedIn page. If you wish, you can follow me up there. Now by this, I'll just stop the recording once. Okay.